Hello students, good morning everyone. Today's our 7th class science topic is about weather, climate and adaptations. Here we will discuss about these effects, weather, climate and adaptations. First, the weather has a profound effect on our life. It has a very important role in our life. Many of our daily activities are planned which are based on the weather report. Okay, means they are daily reports of the weather which are prepared or shown on the television and in the newspaper are the pre-planned report which are observed pre-planned with the help of weather. Weather show how different forms of life are adapted. The day-to-day condition of the atmosphere at a place, the day-to-day condition of the atmosphere at a place with respect to temperature, humidity, rainfall, windy condition is known as the weather of that place. Weather is the day-to-day condition report. Okay, due to the temperature, rainfall, humidity, windy situation, etc. The temperature, humidity, rainfall, wind speed are the elements of the weather. These are the elements of the weather. The weather at a place changes every day. The weather at a place changes every day. Sometimes it is very hot, sometimes it is very cold, and sometimes it is normal due to the presence of a sun. All the changes in the weather are caused by the sun. Sun is a host sphere of very hot gases. Sun is a very large sphere of many gases. Due to the presence of sun, there is a change in weather take place. Okay. After that, so sun is the ultimate source of energy that cause change in the weather. After that, climate. Climate is the average weather pattern taken over a long period of time. Climate is the average weather pattern taken over a long period of time. For about 20 years, it is called the climate of that place. If the temperature of a place is very high and the rainfall is also very high, then the climate of that place is very hot and humid. Okay. For example, in Kerala, the temperature is the climate of that place, Kerala is very hot and wet because temperature is very high and rainfall is also very high. After that, if the temperature of a particular place is very high and the rainfall is not so high, then the climate of that place is also very hot and dry. For example, Rajasthan. The climate of the Rajasthan is hot and dry because temperature is very high in most of the days and rainfall is not so high. The average weather pattern taken over a long time is called the climate of the place. Mainly there are two types of region due to this climate are present on the earth, that is the tropical region and the polar region. Tropical region and polar region. Mainly these are the two types of regions due to the climate of the place. Temperature and rainfall are the two most important factors that affect the climate of that area. Mainly the two factors, that is temperature and rainfall. These affect mostly the weather and climate of that place particularly. Microclimate and macroclimate are the two climatic conditions. Microclimate and macroclimate are the two climatic conditions in which microclimate represent the climatic conditions of a local area and the macroclimate represent the climatic conditions of a large scale area. Okay, forest is an example of the macroclimate because forest cover a large scale of a area of a plants region. After that, next is adaptation. First we will discuss about weather, then climate, and after that adaptation. Weather is the report of any place due to the presence of temperature, humidity, rainfall, etc. day-to-day report. And climate is the collected report of average report of many years. After that, adaptations. Adaptations may be defined as the characteristics of the living forms of the organism. How many type of organisms adapt, live in their particular area. Firstly, for example, fish, whales, aquatic plants are adapted to live in aquatic animals. Fish, whales are the aquatic animals that are adapted to live in water. They have many special particular features that are known as the adaptations. Due to these adaptations, they can survive in water easily. Similarly, camels, some insects live in the deserts. Cactus plants that develop in the desert, means Rajasthan, they also have some particular adaptations which help them to survive in the desert area. Okay, animals are adapted to the conditions in which they live. First is the aquatic animals. Aquatic animals are those animals which live in water. For example, fish. They have streamlined body. Streamlined body, they make them easier to swim in water. They have gills for breathing in water. With the help of gills, the aquatic animals breathe into water easily. The scales which protect their body from the enemies. Scales which are present on the body helps them to protect from the other enemies. After that, in plants, aquatic animals, after that, aquatic plants or in plants. There are mainly three types of plants. Aquatic plants, completely submerged plant, partially submerged plants, or floating plants. Floating plants, completely submerged plants, or submerged plants. Mainly three types of aquatic plants are present. Floating plants are those plants which float on the surface of the water. They not sink into the water. Completely submerged plants are those plants which are completely covered by the water. Water is overflow of these plants. And partially submerged plants. Partially submerged plants are those plants which are half in water and half above the water, not completely dipped into the water. And completely submerged plants are the hydrophytic plants, in which no stomata is present on the leaves of the plants. Okay. After that, in floating plants, water lily is the example of the floating plants, in which stomata is present. With the help of the stomata, they can exchange the gases, and the breathing process of plants take place with the help of the stomata. Water provides all the essentials necessary support to the plants as air provides in the floating plants. After that, next is the amphibian adaptations. This is about the aquatic animals. After that, now amphibians. Amphibians are those which lives on land as well as in water. Amphibious. Frog is an animal which is amphibious. Animals which live both on land and in water. These animals have moist skin which helps in breathing. Moist skin that helps a frog to breathe in water. And they can also breathe through their lungs when it is on the land. Then by using lungs, the breathing process takes place. The feet of these animals serve as paddles for swimming. Feet serve as paddles for swimming. They are cold-blooded animals. Frogs, toads, etc. After that, aerial adaptations means the animals that are adapted for the aerial mode of life and which are present in the air. They have a streamlined body covered with feathers. Forelimbs are modified into wings. In aerial animals, forelimbs are modified into wings. Forelimbs are modified into wings, and with the help of these wings they can fly in the sky. The bones of these animals are very light and hollow, so they can easily fly in the sky, and they have lungs for breathing. Nervous system and sense organs are all well developed in aerial animals. Lung system and nervous system. For example, in bat, the nervous system and sense organs are well developed. Sparrow, eagle, penguin, etc. These are the aerial animals, and these are the aerial adaptations which are adapted by these animals. Okay, students. After that, terrestrial adaptations. Terrestrial adaptations. Terrestrial adaptations are shown by those plants and animals that live on land. Are known as the terrestrial animals or plants. Terrestrial plants are usually, with the help of photosynthesis plants, they can make their food and survive their life easily. While terrestrial animals have lungs for breathing. And nervous system and sense organs are also the good adaptations of those animals. For example, dog, cat, horse, deer, etc. These are the terrestrial animals. After that, desert adaptation or erect adaptation. Desert or erect adaptation. Desert animals, and desert is a water depleted area, so basically plants and animals are adapted for little loss of water. Desert area is that area where there is a less amount of water is present. Desert animals such as camel, desert plants such as cactus plant. These are the desert plants and animals. First in animals, camels are the desert animals which are well developed to live in the hot and dry place, Rajasthan. They store water in the cells of their body. Their wide feet, camels have wide feet which help them to walk in sand. They have no sweat glands on their skin, so there is no removal of water takes place and they can store a large amount of water. Hump store fat which used as a source of energy. Hump of the camel store fat as a source of energy. After that, desert plants are also known as the aerophytic plants or erect plants, such as the cactus plant, which is the desert plant. They lose also very little water through the transpiration process. They also lose a very little amount of water through the transpiration process because leaves are in the desert plants are either absent or very small in number. So transpiration process is not take place in the aerophytic plants. This helps in reducing loss of water from the leaves. So stem is the modified for retaining of water and for the photosynthesis process. Means in cactus plant, the process of photosynthesis takes place with the help of the stem due to the absence of the leaves. And so cactus plant is known as the desert plant or the aerophytic plants. Roots are deeper to absorb the water in the cactus plants. They absorb a very large amount of water when they need. Okay students, thanks a lot.